I'm your host once again, Cronoon. This is off for a little bit, gonna take a break. And we're getting close to the end here, but we still have a little bit left, starting with this X-Men mini block. Starting with X-Men, played by cestpatou and commentated by A-Frame. How are you guys?
Hey, doing good.
I'm good.
Good. Introduce yourselves. Tell us about the game. Whatever you want before you go in.
So, X-Men is an action platformer. You play as different mutants.
This will be Pat's run of X-Men 1 for Genesis. There are a lot of major skips in this game, so it'll fly by. Pat, do you have anything you wanted to say before you got rolling?
Well, not so much. The game will be very frame, I've said, and it will explain everything because there's too much stuff happening very quickly, and I need to focus so much because if I die anytime during the run, it's a reset because I cannot finish the game anymore because the game is too difficult. So I will let A-Frame do the commentary, and I will try to do my best playing the game. So enjoy, guys. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Alright, here we go. Alright, so Pat starts off the run here with Gambit. And the reason we use Gambit in the beginning here is there's this unusual glitch that when you're exiting the danger room and entering the first couple of levels, if you hold Gambit's special attack and release it as you enter the level when it fades up, it kicks you back to the danger room. And you're able to skip the first 2 levels that way. And alright, we're already at the lighthouse. Already farther than I ever made it as a kid. And then we switch over to Nightcrawler, the primary speed character for most of the movement sections of the game. That's because of his jump kick, as you can see. He covers a lot of ground, and I guess more importantly, his teleport completely breaks the game on a lot of levels. As you can see here in the lighthouse, he skips pretty much the entire thing, and now is already up in the Apocalypse fight. Which he will switch over to Wolverine, who is able to do the most damage with his special attack in the air when he does that spin. It consumes a lot of mutant power, and he has to trade blows with Apocalypse during it as well. To finish it off, he's going to switch over to Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler's teleport has this interesting property that if you teleport in place without moving, you are invulnerable during that time, and it does do damage. So, super useful. Something I wish I had known about when I played this game casually. And the mutant power resources are absolutely critical throughout the entire run, and they are carefully rationed. So you need to be careful not to use them when you don't need to, and make sure you have enough to get through some of these major skips that you'll see in this level. It does replenish over time, however it does really take quite a while. So if we end up in a situation where we don't have enough mutant power, we just have to take a brief moment and let it regenerate. Pat was able to make major skips in the first couple levels, first the Gambit and then in the Lighthouse. He was able to get right to Apocalypse, but Ahab's Domain, you pretty much have to traverse the entire distance of the level, at least, even though there are a few shortcuts. And one of the 2 bosses you have to fight to completion as well, and not just skip. He uses Iceman here to get past this barrier. Normally you would have to hit a switch to get past that. And Iceman is actually used to skip a few boss triggers throughout the run as well. Okay, Ahab is a bit tricky. Kind of cool that you get to call in some of the teammates to help you with this, both Archangel and Storm. He's vulnerable when he first shows up to attack. He teleports in, is not vulnerable on the next appearance. So it's basically every other time that he teleports in, he's actually vulnerable. Okay, as Pat mentioned at the beginning of the run, unfortunately the way this game works is that if you lose one of your characters, they're gone until the end of the game. When you reach the final level, everybody is revived and is brought back to full. But before that point, unfortunately, you just can't get them back. So it's a short run if everything goes right, but if something goes wrong, you've pretty much got to start over. And this will be good because we can actually, you can see another section where he uses Iceman to skip the Sabretooth fight. Right there, he creates that bridge, and that's to avoid it triggering Sabretooth popping out and initiating that fight.
Oh my
You can skip
god!
those triggers by either using Iceman's bridge or by using a teleport. But as I mentioned earlier, the mutant powers are so important to conserve that when we're able to use Iceman, we will.
Yeah, I think it will be my last try there, because else I will not be able to finish the game easily. It's not necessarily so easy. I've messed up few tricks.
Yeah, there are so many things that can go wrong that you really. I mean, all the pieces have to come together to get all the way to the end. Yeah, short run, but it's a very difficult run. Back up into Apocalypse. That jump is... Well, I'll let him focus for a minute. That jump to get up into the Apocalypse fight is a little bit tricky. The window you have to double jump a Nightcrawler is much smaller than you would expect. You really need to double tap the button very quickly. And it's easy to not get enough height in some areas where you really need it to boost his mutant power. So he's got a
Oh
little
my
bit
god,
in
dude.
Ahab's domain. It's nice with Nightcrawler and Ahab's domain if you're able to teleport over the top and avoid the labyrinth that's down below. There are so many things down there that are able to kill you. There are pits you can fall in. It just eats up all your resources, so it's super important to take the high route here and teleport through these walls at the top. Okay, a little extra health and then damage boost to get to the laser. Back of the Ahab fight. Alright, there we go. On to Mojo's world. Yeah, between Ahab's domain and Mojo's world, both super difficult levels, and are often where runs will get eaten up. Once we're through this one, I think the next one improves a little bit. As in the safety of the run, it's secured a little bit more if you can get to the final level. on the left, you see it's actually a countdown. You see Mojo's face, and that's a timer. You have a limited time to get through this level. And if you don't get to Mojo, defeat him and exit the level in time. Actually, no, I'm not sure if you just lose a life or if it's game over.
It's game over.
I seem to have... Oh. I temporarily lost the feed. Okay, I think I'm good now. Okay, moving into the final level. Everyone should be restored to full health, and mutant power should be restored as well. We're out of the danger room and heading straight to Magneto to finish this off. With Nightcrawler support, you will again be skipping major sections of the level. The troops there that you, if you're captured in that, you could be stuck in it. If you press any buttons or any directions, you actually will struggle and be stuck for longer, so you actually just have to sit and wait for it to end. This section is 3 paths, kind of a pick your poison. Each one is going to eat up a bunch of your health. If needed with Nightcrawler, you can jump kick through a little bit and teleport if you need to get a little extra distance without dying. Alright, the Magneto fight. So I mentioned earlier, Nightcrawler has that neutral teleport that you can use to become intangible. So Pat is going to time his neutral teleports to avoid this initial barrage of attacks and wait until Magneto goes in and actually starts attacking.
Time.
Well,
I'm sorry to have been overestimated, but oof, this game is difficult, and if you miss anything, you're just screwed.
That was intense, man. Good job.
made it through. Very cool.
So I have to thank Ephraim for commenting on my run, and you should stay for X-Men 2 Clone Wars with Ephraim himself, so just stay tuned, it will be a blast.
That's right. That it will be. That's an awesome game as well. Anything else you want to say, cestpatou?
Thanks everybody, and it's always a pleasure to be in that marathon. All Sega crew, everyone's are just wonderful. We discover new games that we have never seen speedrun before, and it just makes us want to play more Genesis games, Sega games. And thanks everybody, thanks to runners, thanks to organizers, and stay tuned.
Yeah, thank you very much. I can say it better myself. So yeah, that was cestpatou, and once again, we will be continuing.